Hi, Taurus. Merry Christmas Eve and happy holidays to you. I am here with your 2020 outlook. And in case you have not watched any of the other videos, I have to go through the entire spiel. So I apologize if this is redundant for you, but I just want to make sure everybody has an understanding of how this is going to work. So what we're going to do first is I'm going to pull a spread that you're used to seeing when I did the elemental videos prior. So we're going to kind of take a look at how 2019 has treated you. What has the energy been? What shifts have you had this year? What, major experiences stand out, and kind of how the year is shaping up for you. Then we're also going to take a look at your theme for 2020 and what changes you can expect in the new year. So once we do that, if at that point the reading is resonating with you, then I encourage you to join me over on Vimeo. That link is going to be down below, and that is $7.77 for the extended version. And what we'll do there is we're going to pull an additional spread that will look at 2020 specifically, kind of expand on what came out in 2019. Then we will also answer a question. If you are wanting to join me over on Vimeo, start thinking of a question that you have that pertains to, either something that's completely unrelated to what's coming out in the reading, or something that has been coming out. It can be a yes, no, it can be a timing, it can be kind of just a general question about the situation. We'll pull an angel answers card there. And then if there's anything else, again, that I feel called to do, I usually in the extended, I've been pulling from a lot of different oracle decks, getting a lot of different advice and messages to sort of tie everything together for you. Now, if this reading is not resonating for you, I encourage you to check your other signs. If you're not sure about, the rest of your natal chart, I did put a link down below as well for that, and that is free. You can check. I think it's Cafe Astrology, but they give you some comprehensive information. So Taurus may not resonate, but you might have a lot of Leo in your chart, for example. So whenever we get to the Leo reading, that might be one that you want to look at. So without further ado, we will go ahead and get started. And for whatever reason today, I was really drawn to use the Chakra Wisdom Oracle. I can't remember who the author is, but if you're interested in knowing more, I can provide that information for you. So, Spirit Guides, Ascended Masters, please use me as a clear channel for messages for Taurus. What is this year held for Taurus? Wow, there is some powerful energy out the gate, which I'm not surprised. I've got Taurus as my rising and my moon, and I know it's been one heck of a year for me. Wow, this is amazing. This is crazy. We're going to see if, speaking of crazy, excuse me. Yeah, there's a lot of throat chakra energy here, and I can start hearing my upstairs neighbors. I was thinking, can I get through this reading without them being ridiculously loud? And the answer appears to be no. So I apologize between myself and them if this reading's a little disjointed. Excuse me. And also, I've been up since 4:40 this morning. I have already, it's about 3 o'clock, I think. I've already worked out. I went to the grocery before I went to work. I had to go to work until 2, and now I'm home doing this, and then I'm rushing to Germantown to be with my family. So it's one of those crazy days, but I can tell you, I was concerned about my energy being off, but this definitely feels like some Taurus energy, definitely. Wow, wow. Okay. So I feel like you kind of started the year off with, kind of with a bang. You may have started a new venture. That's what I was really getting kind of strongly, or is that you had some ideas that you wanted to bring to fruition. You were very passionate about, like I said, a business venture. You may have been traveling quite a bit. You had a lot of things that this year that you were wanting to kind of manifest. You were definitely much more open with speaking your truth. But some of that, has not brought itself into fruition in a physical, tangible aspect yet. So it could mean that your business venture has not quite taken off the ground. It could mean that a romantic relationship that you were hoping for maybe hasn't quite physically manifested. Um, and I kind of feel like what I'm getting, what just came through was there's still some more work to do. And I know we don't we don't like to hear that, but that's what I'm getting. I do get that, as you came in the new year, I'm getting specifically February for some reason. There was either some more opening of the heart because we've got the heart chakra here. But there was more just like a swiftness and a fearlessness at kind of speaking your truth and saying, you know what, this is who I am. And if you don't like it, um, I'm okay with that. I kind of get this feeling you've kind of stepped into your own a little bit. And then just, I don't remember if I said it from the beginning, but the two cards that we had, the first layout was Knight of Wands, which is why I was getting kind of this charging ahead, this passion, this idea, something moving quickly. The blue is about throat chakra, speaking your truth, but the blocking energy is the Knight of Coins. So that's the one that's more like the tangible aspect that's not come to fruition yet. So you've got a lot going on as far as things that are in the infancy stages is what I'm getting, because you've got the princess here, which is the prince or page, and Knight of Coins and Knight of Wands. So those are very, they're more youthful. They're more like, I keep getting early stages of something starting to develop. And the current energy, what you've had happen as of late is death, a transformation. Not, and again, this does not mean a death of a person. I'm not picking up on that at all, because we'll get to the other cards that are in here. But it's been a complete. I feel like I think since fall, since the fall time frame, you've kind of stepped into a completely new realm of existence. And with the Steph card, we've got the third eye chakra coming out. It's the third eye and the crown, that both represent this color. So there's been, you see the light emanating off of her. It's like complete connection to the divine. It's like she's kind of been resurrected, and this ghost of her is in the past. She's kind of leaving this life behind. So I'm getting that wherever you were, in the beginning of the year, as far as maybe this infancy stage and planning and maybe kind of dabbling in something. It might have been dabbling in new skills. You might have been starting a business, even a relationship. It's kind of like you're realizing whatever this was, you were kind of not at the level maybe that you needed to be in. And I feel like whatever you went through this fall, and it could have been Mercury retrograde, it could have been, I feel like there were a lot of tests this year, and we'll get to that in a minute as to why I'm picking up on that. But I think ultimately what you're wanting and what is looking like it is shaping up as a result of your growth and progress this year is to be, instead of this Knight energy, you're wanting to be the King of Wands. This is, you could be dealing with a fire sign. You could be dealing with, if it's a romantic situation, or even a job situation with a boss or something like that. You could be dealing with an Aries, Leo, Sag. But I'm picking up more on, this is because of all the Knights that are present. This is more of your own stepping into your power, kind of, again, the infancy stages. And it's like, I'm ready. I want to be at the next level. I want to be confident. I want to be strong, and I want to kind of just, again, I keep getting going to the next level with this third eye chakra energy. And I feel like some of it was you were limiting yourself. Either you didn't believe in yourself, or there were patterns and cycles and things that you needed to close out to get there, right? That's why we have the death. That's why you're leaving the shadow of yourself behind. You really weren't living up to your full potential because of this Knight energy and this page energy that sort of started off the year, if that makes any sense. But the action forward, this year, what you've done, what I'm picking up on, is overcoming these self-limiting beliefs, the self-imposed prison, thinking that, I can't do this, right? I mean, look, she's looking at herself in the mirror, And the swords, the only thing trapping her is she's not taking the blindfold off. She needed to look in the mirror, and I'm using she because there's a woman in this image, of course, but this could be definitely a male if you're a male watching. But she needed to look in the mirror and realize how she was limiting herself. There could have been, again, just not standing up for yourself, not setting boundaries. I'm getting that there were definitely situations where you maybe were not communicating boundaries, standing up for yourself, and you were engaging kind of in patterns that sort of kept you in this, I feel like in the spring, this cyclical night energy, when you really were really wanting to become a king and open yourself up to the divine, the possibilities. I was just getting like the divine possibilities of your existence that are, you were thinking that maybe, oh, I'm awakened, or I've done this, I've reached this pinnacle in my career, or you're kind of settling in a romantic situation, whatever it may be, and you're thinking that, this is where I'm at, I have to stay here, there's no more, and limiting yourself. Realizing that then when you go in, you're like, you know what, I'm going to cut away anything that no longer serves me. I'm going to stand up for myself. I'm not going to be afraid to take off the blindfold, and I am going to look for, some balance in this situation. And again, confidence is about the solar plexus, I believe, and that's where we have the Ten of Wands coming in. It's kind of like reaching the end of your rope. That's exactly what just came through. Reaching the end of your rope. That's the energy very much that's kind of propelled you forward, where you got tired of feeling stuck, tired of feeling trapped, and then you start looking in the mirror and realize I had the ability all along. It's like the Wizard of Oz, right? And this is root chakra energy here. Yeah, this is red. It's like the ruby slippers, when she's like clinking her feet. It's like, you've always had the power, my dear. You just had to learn it yourself. That's very strongly what I'm getting, is there was this frustration building. It's like, why is this keep happening? Why am I not becoming a king? It was because a transformation had to occur. And again, I feel strongly this happened in fall. Some of it could have happened in summer, but I'm getting more around Scorpio season. And I think that too, that death card represents that. This also, this Ten of Wands card sort of has an autumn vibe to it with the trees in the background that are that color. But I feel like, you reach the end of your rope. Knight of Swords is very quick, swift, truth-speaking energy, where you're coming forward and you're like, I'm cutting away this bullshit it's no longer serving me. And I think there was a time period too where, as a result of this, you went within. You've got the major arcana here of death. You have a King of Wands, which is not a major arcana, but it's a king. That's very strong energy. After all this happens, and again, you're within the rope, you're done, you just cut all this stuff away, you set boundaries. And the hermit, you became the hermit. You kind of realize, I have a lot of work, to go within. This is also the energy of 9, which is about closing out cycles. It's an energy of solitude. And it's like, I'm getting like shining your own light. Like for a while, perhaps you were sort of looking external sources, right? This death, represents, of course, I think her looking, that's the death of her, former self, and she's shining a new light. But for a while, maybe you were in the shadows, in your darkness, not doing the shadow work, looking for external, and then realizing, all right, I've got to go within, I've got to work on myself, and this is all stemming, from within myself. And so how the year's ending is actually very beautiful. We've got a major arcana, Judgment. I mean, you guys, you can't make this stuff up. Judgment is very much about closing out cycles. It's very much, for me, and I think a lot of other readers, a card about karma. Definitely could be about past lives. I think I'm going to make a note in the extended. We're going to look at the past life cards. It's funny because I don't always bring them over here, but I did bring them over for this one. But it's like, it's Judgment Day. You're kind of at this precipice, I feel like, for something pretty amazing, because I feel like if this is resonating for you, you've done a lot of work to shadow work. You've done a lot of karma clearing. You've done a lot of going within and introspection and standing up for yourself. Setting boundaries is not an easy task at all. It's definitely not. But it's like you're ready for the next phase. It's like the angels are calling, and you're kind of like, all right, I feel like something big's about to happen. I feel like, and I just noticed this too. Judgment is a 20. It's number 20. So as we're heading into year 2020, there's definitely some big things, I think, poised for you, Taurus, if this is on point for you. We've also got, on the bottom of the deck, we had the Eight of Wands, which is a very swift moving communication. I feel like I just keep getting something big is about to happen for you fast. Let me see if it's going to be a job offer or romantic. And perhaps when we look at the changes that are coming for you in 2020, maybe that'll give us some insight. So what changes are coming for Taurus in 2020? Changes are coming for Taurus in 2020. Wow. Okay. Take the next step now. So I just said you're on the precipice, like something is about to happen. So you may very well have just recently been presented with an opportunity. It might be a new romantic interest who's come into your life. It might be a job opportunity, a business venture, something like that. This is encouragement for you, showing you that this is something that you are ready and that you should pursue. We also got keep the faith. Keep the faith. So I feel like too, sometimes being, the Ten of Wands energy, it's kind of like this heavy burden, and you're wanting somebody to share the burden with you. And you kind of, if you're at the end of your rope, you're still kind of in the hermit mode. The karma clearing is not easy. I know that. This is just confirmation that the change coming for you is you've got to believe that in 2020, the things that you're trying to manifest are going to happen. That's what I'm getting very strongly, because especially with us ending on Judgment and it's a 20. So let's look at the theme as well. What's your theme? What's Taurus's theme for 2020? And again, we're going to examine this more in depth over on Vimeo. What's Taurus's theme for 2020? That's interesting. To be fair. I don't think I've ever seen this card. This to me looks very much like a balance. It looks like a balance. She's holding the scales perfectly in balance. She's got this owl on her head. She's got all these arms. It's almost like she has become balanced within her energy, within herself. You can see the clouds above her are the perfect merging of blue and pink. So I feel, and oh gosh, and the water in the background even, it looks like there's sand, and then it looks like almost like, I don't know if it's really hard to see in this lighting, but there's like pink right here and then blue merging as well. So if you're on a twin flame path, I feel like this is definitely a sign. At 3 and 8 adds up to 11. As you guys know, 1111 is a twin flame number. It's also about spiritual balance and things like that and awakenings. But I think this is kind of like, to be fair, it's like, yeah, justice, well, judgment, and these are kind of interchangeable to me. It's kind of like justice. It's kind of like your theme for the year is like you've worked very, very hard, and I'm getting like it's time for this next step to take flight for you. You've got go the distance. This is also, oh my God, you can't make this up. 4-7. This is also an 11. All right, so we're gonna see what. If you'd like to join me on Vimeo, that link is below. Again, think of a question that you want me to answer, and I will do that over there. Thanks so much.